Students, we are learning lesson number 5 towards green energy. So before this we have studied about thermal power plant or thermal energy based power plant. So in that thermal energy based power plant, fuel is there, coal. After that, principle is there, electromagnetic induction. After that we have studied construction and working. So in diagrammatically we are going to learn that particular construction and working. So this one is there, what you can say, schematic. So you can say schematic of thermal power plant. So how it works, that one I will explain. So in the boiler is there, and in that boiler fuel, and which fuel is entered? Coal is, it is allowed to go into the boiler, and air is also necessary. So we have seen, for the combustion of material, air or oxygen is necessary. So fuel and air, these are entered into the boiler, and in the boiler again water is taken. So with the help of boiler, that water is converted into steam. And steam of high pressure and high temperature is produced. And that steam is taken to the turbine. This one is the turbine, and that steam is taken to the turbine. So turbine, with the help of a high temperature and high pressure, due to the high pressure, that turbine is rotating with the help of steam. And if turbine is rotating, turbine is connected to the generator, and the generator is producing, it will give electricity. Is produced with the help of generator. Suppose you can do here positive, here negative, so you can get electricity with the help of generator. So what about that particular, when a turbine is rotating at that time, speed of that particular water vapors or steam will decrease. Speed of steam is decreasing. That steam is now taken to the condenser, or condenser is used to convert water vapors or that steam into water again. What is the role of condenser? Condenser is used to convert steam into water once again. So in the condenser, water is there. Okay, so what is done? So in the condenser also water is used, and that cold water is coming to the condenser. That water will take heat, that water will absorb heat. Cold water is coming to the condenser, and the water will absorb heat. That water will become warm, and that water is going towards the cooling tower. That water is going to warm, or hot water is going towards the cooling tower. And here with the help of cooling tower, water vapors and hot gases, these are released into the atmosphere. Water vapors and hot gases, these are released into the atmosphere. And then what happens, that water, after releasing heat or water vapors and hot gases, that water will become cool. That cool water is coming to the condenser. Again it will get heated, but what will take place here? Here steam is there. Steam will be converted into water. In the condenser, steam is converted into water. In the condenser, water is circulated. Cold water is circulated again and again. So it will absorb heat from the steam, and that steam will get converted into water. Okay, so like this way. And here one pump is there to reinfuse that cold water into the condenser. So that water will come here, it will absorb heat, it will become warm, and then it will go to the cooling tower. So here in the condenser, steam is converted into water. Now this steam is converted into water. That cold water is again with the help of pump. It is taken into the boiler. Again it is re-infused. reinfused, re-entered into the boiler. So like this way, in the thermal power plant, water is converted into steam. Steam turbine is used. Then a generator is producing electricity. So like this way, thermal power plant it works, and for that, coal is the fuel. And one more thing is there here: combustion gases stock. So whatever after combustion, whatever harmful gases are produced, CO2 will be there, SO2 will be there, NO2 will be there. These gases are released into the atmosphere at a greater height. These gases are released into the atmosphere at greater height. Okay, so this is the schematic diagram of that particular thermal power plant. After this, we are going to learn flow chart of that particular power plant. Flow chart of that particular thermal power plant. The flow chart is there same only. We'll draw that one flow chart. And after that flow chart, we'll draw energy conversion. How energy is converted into one form to another form. Transformation energy, you can say. Transformation of energy. So first one will take a flow chart, block diagram also you can say. So in case of the thermal power plant, flow chart. So what type of flow chart is there? That one will see. First one is there, fuel, coal. First block diagram is there, which fuel is used, and that fuel is their coal. After that boiler for conversion of water into steam. Second step is there, boiler for conversion of water into steam. Next thing is there, steam turbine is there. Steam turbine. Yes, steam turbine. Okay. After steam turbine, generator is there. After steam turbine, generator. After steam turbine, there is generator. And what is the work of generator? To produce electricity. Here you will get electricity, or electric energy you will get. You will get electricity at the end with the help of generator. Another thing is the steam turbine. From steam turbine, water is cooled, and what you can say, system for conversion of steam into water again. So here you can draw like this way. System to convert steam into water. That means you can say here condenser. You can say condenser to convert steam into water, and that one is the condenser. And that cooled water is again reinfused into the boiler. And like this way is the flow chart or block diagram of that particular thermal power plant. Here fuel is there, coal, then boiler for conversion of water into steam, then steam turbine is there, steam turbine, then generator is there. After generator electricity is produced. And here one system is there, from steam turbine that water, that steam is converted into, from steam turbine, that less speed, or after decreasing speed of that particular steam, that steam is taken into the condenser, and from condenser it will be cool. Steam is converted into water, and then again it is inserted into the boiler once again. So this one is their block diagram. This one is their block diagram of flow chart. So another thing is there, in the thermal power plant, coal is converted into electrical energy. So in the thermal power plant, whatever chemical energy is there in the coal, it is converted into electrical energy. So this is important thing. Chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. But how it is converted? Firstly, thermal, that means it is converted to heat energy. Heat energy is converted into electrical energy. So we have seen interconversion of that particular energy forms of energy, and for that one law we have studied. Which law? Law of conservation of energy. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can be converted from one form to another form, and the total amount of energy in the universe remains constant. So like this way it is there. So chemical energy in the form of coal, it is converted into electrical energy in the thermal power plant. So we have seen advantages also, we have seen before this. Advantages of thermal power plant. Advantages of thermal power plant. Or now we'll see, before this we'll see energy conversion, energy transformation we'll see. So energy transformation, energy transformation, how that energy is converted. First one is there chemical energy in the coal. Chemical energy is converted into thermal energy. Chemical energy, firstly it is converted into thermal energy. That means it is converted into heat. Then thermal energy, it is converted into kinetic energy in the steam. Thermal energy is converted into kinetic energy in the steam. Now kinetic energy of the steam is given to the kinetic energy of turbine. It is converted into kinetic energy. It is used to rotate the turbine. Kinetic energy in the turbine. Kinetic energy in the turbine. Okay. So next thing is there kinetic energy in the turbine. Then kinetic energy of turbine is converted into finally electrical energy. It is converted into electrical energy. Okay. So like this way, one form of energy is converted into another form of energy. So after this, what are the advantages we have studied? Advantages. So in that advantages, first, if sufficient coal is present, then large amount of electricity can be produced. And disadvantages, what are the disadvantages? In that 3 points are there. First one is there so first thing is there air pollution. First problem is there air pollution. In that CO2, SO2, NO2 gases are released into the atmosphere. Such gases are released into the atmosphere. Second point is there. In the second point, soot particles or carbon black, it is released into the atmosphere. So soot particles cause respiratory problems. And the third point is there, reserves of the coal are limited. Reserves of coal are limited. So these are the problems which are associated with thermal power plant. So after this, next power plant we have to study, and that one is there nuclear power plant or power plant. Next power plant is there, that one is the nuclear power plant. nuclear power plant. In that nuclear power plant, nuclear energy is used. Nuclear energy is used. So, in that, which nuclear source of energy or fuel is there? In that fuel is there uranium, thorium, or plutonium. Uranium or plutonium is there. Another thing is their principle. On which principle it works? And that principle is their electromagnetic induction. Construction is there. Construction in that which parts are there in the nuclear power plant? In that nuclear reactor is there. Control pods are used. In that nuclear reactor, nuclear reaction is carried out. Nuclear fission reaction is carried out, and that nuclear fission reaction, in that neutron atom or a neutron is bombarded, neutron particle is bombarded on that particular uranium 235, and you will get krypton and barium, and 3 neutrons are produced. That one I am going to show in the nuclear reaction. So boiler, in that steam production, in the boiler, whatever steam is there or whatever water is there, water is heated and that water is converted into steam. Then a steam turbine is there. So steam is having kinetic energy. Kinetic energy of steam is converted into kinetic energy of turbine. That means turbine will rotate. And a turbine will rotate, and when turbine rotates, then a magnet in the generator will be rotated and the electricity will be produced. Then generator, production of electricity. What is the function of generator? Generator will produce the electricity. Condenser. So condenser is used to convert steam back into water. Conversion of steam back into the water. After that, next point is there A, B, C, D, E, F. In that next point, cooling tower is there. So what is the function of that particular cooling tower? So cooling tower will help to release hot gases as well as steam or hot gases and water vapors into the atmosphere. So cooling tower is there. So to release hot gases and water vapors into atmosphere. So next thing is there, and next point is the pump, EFG, and G in that pump is there, and that pump is used to insert water into boiler, to reinfuse water into boiler, to enter water into the boiler. So like this way, these are the parts in the construction. And in that construction you should draw one diagram, schematic of that particular nuclear power plant you should draw. So we'll draw the diagram, and with the help of that diagram we'll explain construction and working. And after drawing diagram, so like this way you have to make points. Construction in that different devices which are there present, these you have to write, and their work. After drawing diagram you have to explain their work. So working will explain after drawing the diagram. Okay. So this is schematic of nuclear power plant. Diagram of nuclear power plant. So which instruments are there in that? Nuclear reactor is there. So this one is nuclear reactor. So in that nuclear reactor, nuclear fuel is used. What is used? Nuclear fuel. In that uranium 235 is used. Nuclear fuel is used, and nuclear reaction is carried out in the nuclear reactor, and a tremendous amount of heat is produced. Tremendous amount of heat is produced, and in that reactor, water is inserted. Water is inserted with a pump. Water is taken inside the reactor, and this water will get heated. Water will get heated, and that steam will be formed. Steam will be formed. Water will get heated. That hot water or steam, it will reach to the boiler. From nuclear reactor, hot water or steam, it will go to the boiler. In the boiler, another water is there. In the boiler, again water is there. It is coming from outside pump, this pump, and this water will get converted into steam, and it is utilized for the turbine. So first nuclear reactor, in that nuclear fuel is used. Nuclear reaction is carried out. Nuclear fission reaction is carried out, and here control pods are used, and you can say cadmium rods are used. Cadmium rods. Cadmium rods are used to control the nuclear reaction. Cadmium rods are used to control the nuclear reaction. So whatever neutrons are there, these neutrons are absorbed by cadmium, and because of that, nuclear reaction will get stopped. Nuclear reaction will get stopped. Control is done. So here water is taken, and that water is heated, or here different type of water is used. Deuteric water is used. That water is heated, and that heated water, it will go into the boiler, and because of that heat of this water which is present, simple water which is present into the boiler, it will get heated, and because of that heat is reaching from nuclear reactor to the boiler, and here water will be converted into steam. This H2O will get converted into steam, and that steam passes. The steam is passing through this pipe, and the steam is passing towards turbine. Steam is passing towards the turbine. Here steam turbine is there. So steam turbine is there, and then turbine will rotate, and turbine is connected to the generator, and generator will produce electricity. Again, after rotating turbine, that steam, it is coming towards the downward direction, and here this one is their condenser. So condenser, in that again cold water is taken. Cold water is inserted into the condenser. So cold water will absorb heat. It will absorb heat, and that heat will be it will absorb, and it will become warm water, and that warm water goes to the cooling tower, and that water will release vapors into the atmosphere, hot gases and vapors into the atmosphere. So cooling will take place, and again cold water is taken into the condenser. Like this way, this process is carried out again and again. Okay, so next thing is there, whatever steam is there, it is condensed. Again it is converted into H2O, liquid water, and then that water is again reinfused into the boiler. So here circulation of water is done. Water is circulated. Water is not wasted. Water is heated, converted into steam. Again that steam is converted into water. Like this way, that water is circulated again and again into the boiler. From boiler to the steam turbine to the condenser to the boiler. Like this way it is circulated in the power plant. And here in the condenser, cold water is taken. That water will absorb heat, it will become hot, and warm water will go to the cooling tower. It will get again cool, again it is coming back. Like this way water is used, okay, in the nuclear power plant. But nuclear reactor, these parts are important. So do you understand how this power plant works? One more time I will tell. Nuclear reactor, here nuclear fission reaction takes place. Large amount of heat is produced, and in this deuteric water is there. That different type of water is there. It will absorb heat, it will get heated. That heat is carried to the boiler. In the boiler, H2O is there, simple water. That water will get heated, it will get converted into steam. Then steam is utilized to move or to rotate the turbine. Turbine is connected to the generator. Turbine is connected to the generator, and then generator will produce electricity. Generator will produce electricity, and whatever steam is there, steam is again cooled in the condenser, and again it is converted to water, and that water is entered into the boiler again. So like this way it is working. And here cooling tower, and here condenser, in that cold water is taken, it will absorb heat, and then it is water will become warm, and then it is taken to the cooling tower. Then it is taken to the cooling tower. Like this way this power plant is working. Some working we'll see, some points we are going to learn about this working. So in case of working, I would rub this one and I will explain that one. So in the nuclear power plant, how it works, working will explain. Working, in that first point you can tell. Now whatever we have explained, like that way only working is there, like that way only working is there. In this working, this power plant is based on nuclear energy or nuclear fuel. First thing is there, this power plant is based on nuclear energy or nuclear fuel, based on nuclear energy or nuclear fuel. Second point, in the second point, in this steam turbine is used. You can say water is converted into steam. Water is converted into steam with the help of boiler. Third point, steam turbine is used to rotate magnet in the generator. Next one, generator produces electricity. And fifth one, steam is cooled, and water is re-infused into boiler. Into the boiler. And most important thing is their nuclear, or I will take separately, nuclear reaction. Whatever nuclear reaction takes place in the nuclear reactor. So in that nuclear reaction in the nuclear reactor. So in this nuclear reaction in the nuclear reactor, so fuel, uranium 92 to 235, it is used. It is bombarded with the help of neutrons. Okay, this one is their atomic number and this one is their atomic mass. This lower number is denoting atomic number. Atomic number of uranium is there 92, and 235 is the atomic mass number. So this is a nuclear fuel, and when a neutron is bombarded on that particular uranium, then it will get converted to unstable uranium. 92, 236, 35 plus 1, 36 will be the atomic mass will increase by 1. Now this uranium, it is highly unstable. It is highly unstable. It is highly unstable. So it will split. So it will split into two other elements. And these are the two elements are there. First one is there barium, and second one is the krypton. Barium is there and krypton is there. So in case of the barium, atomic number is there 56. In case of krypton, atomic number is there 36. So, and the atomic mass of barium will be there 141. Atomic mass of krypton is there 92, and plus 3 neutrons are produced. 3 neutrons are produced. Okay, so we have to check this atomic mass of all these should become equal to 236. So we'll measure that one. 141 bariums, 92 kryptons, and 3 neutrons. 3 of neutrons. So 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6. 9 plus 4, 13. And 1 plus 1, 2. That means 236, how it is becoming? 141 plus 92 plus 1 plus this 1 plus this 1. So like this way that number will become 236. And then this nuclear reaction occurs. But during each fission, this one is nuclear fuel. Uranium 236 is splitting into barium and krypton. But during this time, how much energy is produced? 200 mega electron volt. 200 mega electron volt. This much amount of heat is produced. 200 mega electron volt. This much amount of heat is produced, and that heat is used to heat the water in the boiler. In one fission, this much energy produced. Now this reaction is not stopping. So this neutron again reacts with another uranium 92 235. Again this one 92 uranium 92 235. Again this one uranium 92 235, and again it will become unstable. That means uranium 92 236, uranium 92 236, and here also uranium 92 236. Then again it will split. Each one will split again. Here is their barium, here will be krypton. Here is barium, and here will be krypton. Here barium, here krypton, and like this way. Here again 3 neutrons will be produced. Plus neutron, plus neutron. Here also 3 neutrons, plus neutron, plus neutron, plus neutron, and here also 3 neutrons. So 3 neutrons are produced. Like this way, again these 3 neutrons, 9 neutrons happen. Again 9 nuclear reactions will occur. Like this way, each time nuclear reaction goes on increasing, and this nuclear reaction, so it is not easy to control. So for controlling this nuclear reaction, you should control production of, or you should absorb neutrons. If you stop the neutrons, then you can stop the that nuclear reaction, and for that cadmium rods or control rods are used. So this one is the nuclear reaction. And this type of nuclear reaction is called as a nuclear fission. It is called as a nuclear fission reaction. nuclear fission reaction. That means splitting of this uranium takes place. This is highly unstable and splitting of it takes place. Again splitting goes going on. So large chain is formed, also called as a nuclear chain reaction. Nuclear chain reaction. Nuclear chain reaction. So nuclear fission reaction, nuclear chain reaction. Okay. These are the, this one is the main working of that particular nuclear power plant, nuclear fission reaction. So after this we are going to study flow chart in case of the nuclear power plant, flow chart in case of the nuclear power plant, and then energy conversion. So flow chart in the nuclear power plant. So what type of flow chart is there, that one will see. So nuclear power plant, very easy and tremendous amount of heat you can, or energy you can produce, electricity you can produce with the help of nuclear reactor. Okay, so one thing, flow chart of the nuclear reactor. So in that, nuclear fuel is there, then a boiler you are using, steam turbine, boiler you are using to convert water into steam, then again steam turbine is there, and then generator is there. So we'll block diagram also you can say, nuclear fuel. Okay, first one is the nuclear fuel, then second one, in that second one, boiler to produce steam, next one, steam turbine, then generator, and generator will produce electricity. But here one system is used, and that system is there, system to convert steam back into water, system to convert steam back into water. So like this way, steam is again converted into water, and again that water is inserted into the boiler. So nuclear fuel or a nuclear reactor you can say here, nuclear reactor, and for that you have to use one nuclear fuel, and that nuclear fuel is there, nuclear fuel, that one is there, uranium or plutonium. You have to used. Okay, so like this way, this one is their flow chart. Another point is their energy transformation. Next point is their energy transformation. What type of energy transformation conversion takes place in the nuclear power plant? In that energy transformation, nuclear energy of that particular nuclear fuel is converted into thermal energy. Thermal energy is converted into kinetic energy of the steam. Kinetic energy of steam is converted into kinetic energy of turbine into the turbine, and at last generator will produce electricity. So first one is there, nuclear energy. Then nuclear energy is converted into thermal energy. Thermal energy is converted into kinetic energy of steam. this kinetic energy of steam is converted into, it is converted into kinetic energy in turbine, and again kinetic energy of turbine is converted into electricity. Kinetic energy converted into electrical energy. Electrical energy. Okay. So like this way energy transformation is there. Nuclear energy, thermal energy, kinetic energy of the steam, kinetic energy of the turbine, and then electrical energy. And next points are there. And that points are there, advantages and disadvantages. So advantages and disadvantages of nuclear power plant. Advantages and disadvantages of nuclear power plant. That one, no advantages and disadvantages, then this power plant will get over. So advantages and disadvantages, in that we'll see. Next point is there, advantages. So what are the advantages? If sufficient nuclear fuel is available, large amount of electricity will be produced. If sufficient nuclear fuel is available, then tremendous amount of electricity can be produced. Disadvantages. What are the disadvantages? There are 2-3 disadvantages. First one, nuclear reaction produces harmful radiation, nuclear radiations, okay, and that radiations are harmful for the environment and harmful for the living organisms. So nuclear fission reaction emits harmful radiations which are harmful to living organisms and environment. These are harmful to the living organism and environment. Second point is there, mishaps or accidents. Mishaps or accidents in the nuclear power plant causes huge damage. Next one is there, it is not easy to dispose nuclear waste. It is not easy to dispose the nuclear waste. And the fourth point, you can say nuclear reactions are not easy to control. Okay, so harmful radiations are emitted, accidents are also causing huge damage, and disposal of that nuclear waste. These are the problems. Okay, so like this way we have completed now 2 power plants. First power plant is their thermal energy based electric power plant, and second one is their nuclear energy based power plant or nuclear power plant. and next power plants we will study in next video.